have some dialogue, and I'm looking forward to it over the upcoming months. I am really, really looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to really perfecting this thing, right? And also opening my voice again to the community, because I think that that's most important. I know at Married to the Ring, we teach individuals that you are not alone, and you cannot and you do not have to suffer in silence. And so today, I just wanted to introduce to you first, before I even go any further, I just want to say, hey, welcome arriving passengers. Listen, when you have baggage, you get, before you even get on the flight, you're packing baggage, right? From the flight directly to the plane, but you got to make sure that your measurements are intact. You got to make sure that all of the information is intact, and so as a result of that, the flight doesn't get weakened because there's just too much luggage in the bag. And I think we've reached a point where at the end of the year, you had an opportunity to really, really assess, your journey, right? What weight you need to get rid of, what weight you're avoiding to get rid of. And when I talk about weight, I'm talking about baggage, those things that's hindering your ability to be able to move forward. Some things you just literally have to let go of in this season. And so this is why I'm welcoming you. I'm welcoming you to Married to the Ring. I'm welcoming you to this challenge over the next 21 days, or days that you actually join this challenge throughout. We'll have replays. We have several phenomenal resources and activity that's going to happen throughout the remainder of the year, leading up to the first of the year, and we're super duper excited. I do want to share with you the challenge once again. All right, is dump the baggage, cross over, and secure. I was sharing with the women on Saturday, perpetual wins. That means that you're going to secure wins on a monthly basis in 2023, and it's going to be a year to remember. This community and this challenge, we're going to actually provide you with solutions. We're going to provide you with support. We got all kinds of fun activities that's in the pipeline. We already have our founders. They've already started. Like I said, they're already rocking and rolling. And so they're paving the way to make sure that everything works seamlessly for all of you out there. I do want to mention a disclaimer because I think this is very important. Married to the Ring, our organization is, I believe, 7 years old. No, 6 years old. I apologize. We were established in 2017. And we do have a disclaimer out there where we talk about Married to the Ring is not intended to diagnose, prescribe, treat, or cure any disease, physical or mental. We are not a licensed clinical organization. We are a relationship education organization, whereas what we've been known for is our signature boxing ring. So unlike traditional relationship coaching organizations, our organization has simulators built into a boxing ring forum to be able to walk through and share with our audiences and individuals how to champion certain challenges depending upon the topics that we are actually addressing. The use of any of our materials throughout this challenge is specifically for providing relationship education tools and resources that will help individuals, especially marriages, navigate through communication, leadership, and conflict management skills, as well as all other resources that we actually have out there. And so that's just to share with you a little bit about our company. Now, for those of you that have recently joined, or maybe you don't even know who we are, but you've heard about Married to the Ring. Once again, we were established back in 2017. Our initial startup was directly as a result of wives struggling in their marriages, right? I had one failed marriage entering into my second marriage. And although professionally I was successful, I was struggling in my marriage personally. So I struggled in having productive and producing marital relationships. In 2018, we published Married to the Ring Volume 1 book with 12 contributing authors, because in our initial phase of our startup, we found out that we had married couples. We found out that the tools we were providing was prevention for individuals that were divorced, meaning intervention for individuals that was divorced. We had a lot of singles start following us because we were sounding the alarm. We were raising our voice. We were raising awareness. We were bringing about change. We were bringing about information that other individuals who are married would not share. And so we would share raw, riveting topics that most women, face today or challenge with. So when we created or designed the Married to the Ring collaboration project, we included a diverse group of women from various socioeconomic backgrounds. And these women, in addition to that, had different stories, whether it was divorce, whether it was married, how to stay in the fight, how to champion and overcome obstacles after going through a horrible divorce, or if you were single and you were cohabiting and dating or caretaking, and it's drained you. It has caused some issues with regards to you attracting healthy relationships. That's where the book project came about. And it's available, and we just sold out on our holiday bundle packages. And so we also, at that time in 2018, I'm giving you this backdrop because I want to show you, we are very credible, specifically in the market with a framework. We have several channels as an organization. We have an international channel. We have a consumer channel, which is where I'm focused today, specifically with marriages, with wives, right? And also our individuals and yes, singles. And we have a framework that currently serves multiple countries and multiple languages. And so we're excited about that. In 2019, we also was selected out of 8 businesses to go into what we call a federally funded project where we built a vetted plan to do international work with multinational corporations. Because how many of you out there know, hey, listen, how many of you out there know if you're bleeding at home, you are bleeding in the workplace, vice versa. If you're bleeding in the workplace, or if you're in a toxic workplace, you are bleeding at home. And so we are, tackling relationship education in multifaceted ways. And so we're extremely excited about that. And in 2019, we were truly excited to be recognized and awarded as a supplier to corporations. So we do carry several certifications, our NMSDC, our MBE, our Minority Business Enterprise, and WBE at a state as well as a local DBE certification. And most importantly, we are SBA certified as a woman-owned small business. And so kudos, to all of our past clients for helping us achieve those end results so that we could serve and reach the masses. And now I am super duper excited, even in this Dump the Baggage Challenge and how we're going to face, and we're going to talk more about that in a second. We are now expanding into the next generation population, serving youth starting at the age of 16 plus, right? So we're going to be providing some intervention and prevention tools that's going to help that market. And we're super duper excited. Our past performance, prior to the pandemic, we served 7 states and 2 countries, and we are still moving into additional states, as you can see, in sectors. And so we're truly excited about that. Just recently returning from Atlanta in November, serving at one of the largest manufacturing conferences, teaching individuals how to navigate through the workplace and win, right? So I'm excited. So I just wanted to share that background and growth with some of you all out there. Our ultimate goal is we want you. Listen, we want you to learn how to build and nurture successful and productive relationships in 2023. That is our ultimate goal, period. That's our ultimate goal for you, whether that's personal and professional. But once again, I have to reiterate that when you are not performing well at home, it bleeds into the workplace. It bleeds into your entrepreneurship. It bleeds into other factors, right? Or vice versa. If you're under toxic leadership, it bleeds into your personal life. It bleeds into your performance with your spouse. It bleeds into your performance on how you relate with others. And so who else would know that, right? Who else, would know that? I always tell people that I'm excited to be able to really, really, really serve all of the markets based upon, my experience just over the years and everything that I've been actively engaged in and all of the trauma that I've experienced as well. I've experienced life events. And so I'm able to relate to those specific markets and I'm able to relate to each one of you. So let's get to the nitty gritty of the actual challenge today, right? Let's get to the nitty gritty because I've been waiting to release this challenge. I have been waiting to release this challenge. I've been behind the scenes, just working collectively, grabbing everything so that we can make sure that we meet the needs of what it is that you need out there today. And so unfortunately, many of us, we do not even, we haven't even encountered as many examples of what healthy relationships look like. Like we have it. And oftentimes we don't want to be honest and raise our hand. We think that we have it all together. And in fact, we don't have it all together. We are just hitting the surface. I think one of the goals, and that's why we're moving down to the next generation population, is one of the goals is we need to bring relationship education down at another level, especially with Generation Z, being one of the fastest and growing populations in the United States. We need to get it down further, and we need to make sure that we're addressing it with all of the other generations so that everyone collectively can come together. And so this is exactly why, individuals find themselves in relationships that they regret. Have you, if I had to ask you a question out there, have you ever regret being in a relationship, after you entered into it? Have you ever had that moment? Well, let me raise my hand right now and tell you, I have, I've made mistakes, in engaging in relationships that I should not have, or I've had to be patient with other individuals who have innocently infected me because they've been damaged by past relationships or vice versa. I was in a relationship at one time before I married, and someone brought to my attention, Tanya, you did what they did to you, you did it to me. And so, those areas oftentimes causes us to become stuck and how we engage with other individuals who are really true, authentic, and they actually have your best interests. And so this challenge really, when I sat back and said, okay, well, what are we, really, really, really aiming for here specifically in this challenge? And in this challenge, I can honestly say, we've discovered, that unhealthy relationships, they're just weighty, they're just toxic, and no one wants to be around weighty, toxic relationships. But some people succumb to them because they don't know how to get out of them. And what if that relationship is your spouse, right? Honestly, what if that relationship is your spouse, right? We don't want you to abort the ship. Listen, we don't want you to abort the ship. And this is why we're calling all wives. We're calling wives out there because marriage requires work. And so regardless, at this point, all you need is tools. You need the how to. We need to give you some strategies, on what to navigate through. But it first starts with you specifically. And we've talked about that in our Destined to Win program in the past. We talked about that repeatedly. And I'm telling you, those women walked out with a life-changing experience because you got to do the work. You got to put in the work in order to get the outcomes that you're looking to receive, and so I'm extremely, like I said, I'm extremely excited about this challenge. And so I want those of you out there that's stuck, I want you to get back up, right? I want you to get back up. I talk about that in the Setback Fuel My Faith, how I experienced perpetual blows, setbacks. However, that one setback catapulted me into the successes that I've been able to achieve over the past few years. And so I want you to start looking at your setback, as one of the greatest comebacks, regardless of what you are going through. Your circumstance does not have to remain bleak. You just need to enter into a zone or a community that's going to help you achieve the results that you're looking for. And so you may ask me, right, real quick, I know I haven't been on live in a long time, so I ain't worried about it, right? But I'm going to get through this, right? So inside the end of the year, a 21-day challenge or 20-day challenge, whenever you choose to join, but I'm going to tell you now, you need to get on board. You know, we opened it up Saturday in our book ring, right? And when we opened it up in the book ring, I'm going to tell you, the majority of the women in the room were wives, right? And they were sitting on edge, like, Tanya, yo, you set us up. This was a divine setup. Like, we are in need of these tools like now. And it didn't matter. I had individuals in there in that room that was divorced. I had the wives that were sitting in the room because, and let me just say this, because those who are divorced, sometimes you need to go back and look at what did not work well in that relationship so that you can heal from the area that did not work well, so that you don't carry that baggage into a new relationship and cause the other individual to relive the trauma that you failed to address from your past relationship. You know, I want to say that again, that you failed to address. So we're not going to place the blame on the other party. We're going to shift the blame and cause you to, or force you to think about your part or your role that you actually played. And for the wives specifically, you know, in their marriage, in this challenge, what baggage have you acquired? You know, sometimes if your spouse triggers areas, you know, I hear it all the time. I see wives do it all the time. I'm going to manipulate him into doing this, right? Or that, or etc. But this will allow you to really gain some techniques, some power lessons, and what I would call a tude adjustment, right? Today, you will understand how to dump the baggage and execute. That's what we're going to teach you, right? And your attitude in how you should function in that relationship is very important. And so you need to understand whether you have children, whether you don't have children, whether you have adult children, whether you have whatever, you know, you have people following you. People are always watching you. So you need to be able to understand how you as an individual respond. Your response is so critical in this season. And so in this package or in this challenge, you may ask me, Tanya, what is included, right? So I want to tell you, self-development and self-worth activities to improve your confidence and self-esteem. There are knockout techniques on how to exit safely out of the toxic relationship. And this is primarily for those individuals that are divorcees that are still attached to the toxicity or toxins. For those individuals married, our goal is that the outcome is a wholesome marriage. Listen, some of you guys heard our story. You heard Gerald and I's story in the past, and especially in the first 3 years, how, you know, it was a cycle coming in and out and having separate residences and all of that other stuff. Yo, you need to know my story. You need to get in the room. You need to get in the challenge. And how we were able to champion that. And we also talk about it in Married to the Ring, volume 1 book. I talk about it in chapter 12. You know, the fight is fixed, right? And also knockout techniques to learn how to function and establish healthy boundaries. And so within your relationship, you need to establish those boundaries. And we talk about that on a go forward basis. Also power lessons on how to win by fixing yourself first. And as I stated earlier, access to the tube, right? Access to the tube. Yo, you like that? Access to the tube. I want to say to that wife out there, right, who is struggling right now and feel like they're all alone, right? I want to speak to you right now, right? I want to talk to you specifically because I want you to understand that marriage is the highest institution, right, in the earth realm, right? I want you to understand that. And so as a direct result of that, what you need to understand, it is constantly under attack, right? It's constantly under attack. And because it's constantly under attack, that means that you have to continually upload your arsenal with tools. But even as you're uploading your arsenal with tools, you need to make sure that you are also not only uploading your arsenal, but you're also releasing the toxins that are coming into your space, into your sphere, into your home. And we're going to teach you how, one, to dump that baggage, right? And then we're going to show you how to cross over. And we're going to show you how, through those exercises, you're guaranteed wins in 2023. And so I'm going to drop right here in the chat. I'm going to drop it right here in the chat. I'm going to drop the link, right? I'm going to provide you guys with the link specifically to join us on this challenge. I'm also going to provide to you the access code, right? Because this is a free challenge. The only thing that you will need if you need to purchase anything is the Married to the Ring Volume 1 book, right? But the challenge has multiple activities that will be played out over the next few weeks in various forums, right? But I can't disclose all of that to you. You got to join the challenge. If this challenge is for you, I guarantee you, listen, I guarantee you that it's going to be life-changing. It's going to be transforming. And most importantly, you're going to be able to win like never before. It feels good to be able to release all of the baggage intentionally. Those women who joined our flight, they walked away with the tools that they needed first to start the journey. And so I look forward to you partnering with us here at Married to the Ring. Once again, this is your girl, your gal, Tanya Williamson, the Chief Visionary Officer of Married to the Ring. I look forward to working with you in 2022, right? And 2023 as we go into winning in our next season. God bless you guys.